Welcome to today's episode. If today is your first time here, consider subscribing to our channel. It's free. Subscribe. If you love what we're doing here, we talk about how we can maximize our potentials on earth, leaving a good legacy by positively impacting our world. Every day that we wake up, we want to impact our world, either good or bad. And to my community on this channel, I know that we are people of positivity. So we are good-hearted people. We want to do good things to impact our world in our own little way and as big as we are. Okay, today we are talking about potentials maximization. What exactly is potentials? Many scholars are scientifically based on experience, based on theory, define potentials as, let me summarize it as the ability to be a successful person in future. Okay, but for the sake and the scope of this episode and to be in line with our mission, I will define potentials to be an unrealized, available, innate ability that is pushing you toward success, toward destiny. Okay, now picking the points in this definition one by one, I start by picking the unrealized. Unrealized because you don't know that you have this ability inside of you. This ability it has been put in you right from inception, right from your mother's womb, right from conception. Okay, so the Almighty is the one that knows that He has planted this potential inside of you. It's an input, so you don't know that it's there. Until you may even be exhibiting the characteristics of what your potential is all about, because we varied in our destiny, not the same thumbprint. We are different to one another. That's why we are unique. Only people that understand the creation of God on human being, we give glory to God that God is so perfect. Forget about what is actually happening in the world. We have different kind of human being. We have the handicap. We have this and that. God has never made a mistake, and He will never do. So there are some things that are deep and are of misery beyond our knowledge. So that is not the topic for today. So these things called potentials is unrealized because you don't know. You need to look for it inside of you. You need to calm yourself down, brainstorm, daydream, so that you will know what exactly is your potential pointing at. So the second thing is available. This potential you're talking about that you don't realize that it's inside of you is already available there. So you don't need to go to school to acquire any knowledge to get potentials or to go and learn any trade. No, this potential is input. It's the thing that is giving you energy toward maybe you want to go to school or you want to learn a trade or you want to go for particular training. Is the energy. So it's already inside of you, it's available anytime, any day. Okay? In my dialects, people say things like abinibi, where to say ability. So abinibi is already there, is available. So the third point is innate. Innate means that abiyemoni, that you were born with it. That is the meaning of innate. You were born with it. So it is already something that is formed as you formed in the womb. You know, I'm still pointing at the same thing. Okay. So the fourth point says ability. Ability means capability, energy, the strength inside of you to do something. So it's the ability that is pushing you towards your destiny path. That is pushing you towards success. You know, it's not easy for someone to be sleeping and enjoying his or her sleep under a warm blanket in a wonderful cool weather, and before you know it, it's 7 a.m. You have to jump out of bed and you feel like sleeping on, you want to continue your sleeping, but something just, grip you and you feel like, oh, I need to stand up, I need to pursue today, I need to do this, I need to go for a particular training, I need to write a particular exam, I need to do this, I need to go to learn a particular trade, as an apprentice, I need to learn this, and that zeal, that energy, that ability that is telling you that jump out of your bed, pursue, have a goal, set up a goal, plan, then maximize your potential and all of that. So this thing is the potentials, is working along with your destiny, is working along with your purpose on earth, is working along with the Spirit of God inside of you. When the Spirit of God is asking you to go and do something and you're saying you don't go, will He come and force you? So this zeal is already inside of you. If God is asking you to go and do something and you go, He knows that He has already deposited that energy, that strength for you to go and do it. So that is what I want you to get from this divination. Next point now is, how do you now want to maximize these potentials? Okay, number one, to maximize your potentials, you must believe in God, because God is the one that created heaven and earth. Is our creator. So you need to believe in His existence. If you don't believe that there is God, when you're on your way, on the path of your destiny, and you're facing challenges, who will you call? How many people do you want to call for help? How many people do we want to call to send money to your account? If you call the person the first, the second time, the third time, they may not answer you because you are not the only one they are attending to. It's not because of wickedness. They have a lot of people on their list from January to December that they are still yet to attend to, and you want them to be attending to you 1, 2, 3, 4, because you're what? Because you're assemblies to a rich man or who? No. So you need to have God. That is number one. Having a knowledge of God is the number one important factor to maximize potentials on this planet Earth we find ourselves. So the second factor to maximizing potentials is to be positive. Positivity is the food that every human's potentials understand. So when you're feeding your potentials with negative utterances, you are killing it. You are reducing the battery of your potentials. You are killing the energy. But when you're feeding your potential with positivity utterances, then you are boosting it, you are maximizing it. So it will be pushing you towards successful paths. It will be helping you, to pursue your career with zeal, with concentration. You will have more energy because you are positive. You'll be able to pursue your career and advance professionally in all your choosing paths of destiny. Okay? So the third factor is believe in possibility. Through Christ, all things are possible. That is one of our memory verses in the Bible. If you are a lover of Christ, you want to emulate Him. Don't forget that in the dictionary of Jesus Christ, there is no impossibility. He always believed that there is nothing that His Father cannot do. So we also believe that there is nothing we cannot do as long as we have the Almighty as our backbone. Always believe that you can do all things as long as the thing is positive. So the fourth factor is to be focused. Be focused. You need to focus your attention on what your life will look like, what you want your life to look like. So you need to focus attention on it. You need to know, because at times in the dream, God will give you some clue on where to go, on which part of life to go. At times, the seer, the prophet or prophetess are the ones that will see and they will tell you. But if you don't have focus, you will just be receiving prophecy, and prophecy may not come to pass because you don't even focus your attention on where you are to go. So that's why you need to be focused. Fifth factor to maximizing potentials on this particular planet we have is to respect time. You need to respect time. And when I'm saying respect time, respect is reciprocal. You don't need to call time brother or sister, but time should be treated as gold to you, because you will need to know when to sleep, when to rest, when to pursue your career. Even when you think that you have missed it, you can still reschedule your time. Don't always let time be wasted. Don't just think that because you have missed it and you have missed it. Don't lose hope on anything positive. Always believe that you can still do it. Even when you missed it, you want to do it again. When you shoot, for the moon, you can always land on a star. Stars are bigger than stars in glory. Stars are shining as stars in glory. We all have glory. That is one of the mistakes that people made on earth. They believe that this person has glory more than this person. Everybody in their own different category, in their own different shining. No one that was created by God that has no glory. Time and chance happen to each and every one of us at different departments, at different level, at different time of life. So treat time well. Don't forget that time has to do with season. We have winter, we have summer, dry season and wet season. So if a farmer fails to know what to plant during the rainy season, it will definitely have nothing to harvest at the end of it, at the end of everything. So you need to know what to plant during the dry season also. So time is very, very important. And the last factor I want to stop for this video is do one thing at a time. You know, women, we have this impulse of doing so many things at the same time. But there are some things that need to be due at a time so that you will be able to, you know, do it well. Okay? It's not how far, but they say how well. In order to establish our discussion so far, I would like to use King David in the Bible as a case study. King David in the Bible was able to, you know, to realize his potentials at a very tender age. He was still very young when he understood what his potential is all about. And he was able to maximize his potential. And along the line, because he was able to maximize his potentials, he was able to positively impact his world. In spite of his mistakes, he was able to adjust and make correction where necessary and keep his focus until he finished his race well on this planet. And today, he has a good and well-built legacy. Even before he died, he already had a good legacy because people can see the zeal of God in him. That no, this is the man of God indeed. We can find the story of King David in the book of 1 Samuel chapter 17, where David was the last born of Jesse. Jesse is the father of David. He noticed as a father the characteristics of David's potentials different from that of his elder siblings. He could see that David possessed boldness as part of his potentials. He was so brave, a young boy who Jesse allowed to go and be staying in the bush, in the forest, in the wilderness with animals. He was rearing animals for his father. He was working as a shepherd in his father's farm. And don't forget that Jesse knew that his farm was so close to a wide forest where carnivorous animals dwell. He knew that even if lion, tiger, name them, comes to attack David, David was so brave that he will destroy and devour such animal. This is a characteristic Jesse could not find in the life of David's elder siblings. He has older siblings that are very grown up, but David could not find, Jesse, their father, could not find his potentials inside of them. He was able to see it in David, but he could not figure out the destiny particularly to know that David is going to be a king. Because in those days, king must be very brave, bold, handsome, and all of that. So David possessed all these characteristics. Yet Jesse could not see that he's going to be a king according to his destiny. But he knew that this is a different child. He was so brave. So he was left alone in the forest, keeping and rearing the animals. Okay? But at the end of the day, God searched him out at the end of the day because of his braveness. He came home to visit his father, and he found out that his older siblings were not around. And his father told him that they all went to battlefield, and he explained all he needs to explain to David. And he sent David on errand to go and visit his elder brother, give them food to eat and see how they are faring. And when David got there, because of his braveness, he was able to ask questions, and he got to know that the Goliath they went to fight, none of them was able to come out and face these Goliaths. And don't forget that his older siblings were well-trained soldiers. And Saul was a king in those days. And Saul was an expert, a professional soldier. He also had a son called Jonathan, an experienced soldier as well. So those Saul will not have any unexperienced soldiers around him, because he also was a brave king. So imagine all these brave soldiers, well-trained soldiers, could not go out to fight Goliath until David came to that scene, and he was able to find out what the problem was, and he said, I will go and fight Goliath. His elder brother Eliab was trying to stop him, but David refused to be stopped. He moved ahead and fought the battle. Even when Saul heard of him, and he called him and tried to convince him that you're so young, you cannot face this Goliath. This man called Goliath was a great warrior from his youth, and you're so tender in age. You cannot face this person because it's not safe for you. David said, whenever that David told him an interesting story of his life. He said, I was a shepherd in my father's farm, and each time lion or tiger came to attack the sheep, I faced them. He said, I have killed lion and I've killed tiger. And Saul could see that, no, this is a brave boy, and he allowed him to go. He dressed him up with all the necessary armor. Lo and behold, David could not go while putting on all those heavy protective aids for the war. He has to tell Saul that, sir, please, all this thing you put on me, all these bracelets, all these plates, cover up for all these defense plates you put on me will not let me move. Please remove them. I'm not used to them. I'm only used to, I'm an hunter. I'm only used to arrow. I'm not used to all this thing. I love him. It showed him what he's used to. So he could not put his energy is not to carry the hammer of war. He knew that he was an hunter, and he didn't hide his point. He told him, and that was how he went to war. And when Goliath saw him, he was laughing that this riff rat, he won't come and face me. And imagine you are coming with just an arrow. Am I a dog that won't come and fight? Come here, I will cut off your head, and you guys, all your people will become our slave. And if I win, but if you win me, if you have victory over me, then all the Philistines will be your slave. But glory be to God. David told him, he said, I come to fight you in the name of God, unlike you that came to fight me with all sort of battle ammunition. I only come here in the name of God that you mocked, because he was mocking their God, that no God will save him from him. And David was able to do what he would do to him, to Goliath instead. He was able to cut off Goliath's head and hang it for the fire of heaven to consume it, because that was Goliath's intention. He believed that he would cut off David's head and hang it for the fire of heaven to eat it. But hallelujah, David won the battle. Okay, so I hope you learned from this scenario. David was able to realize his potentials when it is not too late. So this is where we're going to stop today. We're going to continue in the next series. Stay blessed. God be with you. I hope you learned one or two things from today's episode. God be with you till we see.